u is equal to x y, v is equal to p q. Now, first let us see one thing, that vector, if I call theta equal to 0 0, then taking x equal to 0, y equal to 0, this equation is satisfied, and so it belongs to U. That means U is a non-empty subset of R2. Now, U and V both belongs to U implies 2x minus 3 to 0, 2p minus 3q is also is equal to 0. Adding these two equations, what we get is 2x plus p minus 3y plus q is equal to 0 vector 0, and that implies our definition says that u plus v belongs to u. Multiply this equation by alpha, then what we get? 2 alpha into 2x minus alpha into 3y is equal to 0. That means 2 into alpha x minus 3 into alpha y is equal to 0, and that implies that vector alpha x alpha y is equal to alpha x y, and that is equal to alpha u also belongs to U. So, both the conditions of our second theorem is satisfied, and so U becomes a subspace. One of the most easiest way is this, and that is what we have developed in second theorem is, third theorem is, we multiply this equation by alpha and this equation by beta. What we get? We get 2 alpha x minus 3 alpha y equal to 0, 2 beta p minus 3 beta q equal to 0. Adding this, what we get? 2 alpha x plus beta p minus 3 alpha y plus beta q is equal to 0. Now, u is a vector x y, v is a vector p q, and so vector alpha u plus beta v is equal to alpha x plus alpha p and beta y plus beta q, and this shows that the vector alpha u plus beta v belongs to U. Third theorem, alright, this is by easy criteria U also becomes a subspace. Next example, yes, one more before I start with the next example, let us see what is the geometric meaning of this example. Let us go to first example, please. Yes, alright, if we write down in the, if we take this Cartesian plane and we see the representation of our vectors, then set of all points x y which satisfy 2x minus 3y equal to 0 is nothing but a straight line passing through origin. Y and y dash. Alright, and so here a subspace represents, alright, is a straight line in our Cartesian plane. Now, let us go to our example second. Yes, our second example is U is equal to all vectors x y z, triple x y z belonging to R3, for which phi x minus y plus 4z equal to 0. Again we can see very easily that vectors 000 belongs to U, and so U is a non-empty subset of R3. And I leave it to the students to show that U becomes a subspace of R3. Now, what is the geometrical representation of this? In solid geometry, we have studied that any equation of the first degree in x, y, z represents a plane. Here the constant term being 0, all right, this represents a plane passing through origin. So, in 3 dimension, all right, a subspace represents a plane. It represents a straight line also. We can have an example. Now, in the beginning I show you that P1 is contained in P2, is contained in Pn, is contained in Pn plus 1, and is contained in C01. Pn is a subspace of C01, all right. And so, what happens here? We have an infinite number of examples of subspaces. P1 is a subspace of P2, P2 is a subspace of P3. In general, Pn is a subspace of Pn plus 1, and Pn is a subspace of C01 for each n. Now, let us take some more examples. Our third example is, yes, let us take this. Now, set our V is equal to C01, and now we take the subset T is equal to all f belonging to C01 such that f, the value of f at the point 1 by 2 is equal to 0. First of all, we have to show that this is a non-empty subset of V, and for that we take the polynomial f t is equal to t minus 1/2 2, and we can see that f 1 by 2 equal to 0, and so it belongs to T. That means T is a non-empty subset of V. Now, suppose f and g are 2 elements of T, then f 1/2 is equal to g 1/2 equal to. Now, for any scalars alpha and beta, alpha f plus beta g 1/2 is equal to, our definition says that it is equal to alpha f 1 by 2 plus beta g 1 by 2. Putting the value of f 1 by 2 and g 1 by 2, here we get alpha into 0 plus beta into 0, and that implies it is equal to 0. That means, whenever f and g both belongs to T, then for scalars alpha and beta, alpha f plus beta g also belongs to T, and that implies T becomes a subspace. Now, in our next theorem, we show some properties of a subspace. Suppose U is a subspace of a real vector space, then first 0 vector always belongs to U. If x is a vector belonging to U, then vector minus x also belongs to U. If x1, x2, xn belongs to U, then for any scalar alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha n xn is also an element of U. First two properties we have already seen. The third property we prove by induction. So, we start with 1, n equal to 1. Then we know that if alpha 1 is any scalar and x1 is any vector belonging to U, then U being a vector space, alpha 1 x1 belongs to U. That means, the theorem is true for n equal to 1. Now, let us assume that the theorem is true for n equal to k. That means, whenever x1, x2, xk belongs to U, and for any scalars alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k, all right, we have alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha k xk also belongs to U. Now, suppose we have a k plus 1 vectors x1, x2, xk plus 1 and xk plus 1, and scalars alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k and alpha k plus 1. Now, we know that whenever x1, x2, xk belongs to U and scalars alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha 2 are given, then this vector alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha k xk is also an element of U. We call this vector y. So, now we have a vector y and xk plus 1 belongs to U, and alpha k plus 1 is a scalar or real number, and using induction for 2, y plus 1 plus xk plus 1 belongs to U. That means, putting the value of y here, we get, all right, this is that alpha 1 x1 plus alpha 2 x2 plus alpha k xk into xk plus 1 belongs to U. That means, if the induction is true for k, it is true for k plus 1, and so it is true for all values of n. Now, we complete our lecture today with the following example for student. Determine which of the following subsets U of a vector space V is a subspace. First is, U is a subset of R3. It contains all triples x, y, z for which x is greater than 0. U is equal to f belonging to P3. What is P3? The set of all polynomials with degree less than or equal to 3. F belonging to P3 such that degree of f is equal to 3 and V is equal to P1. U equal to f C01 and f0 is equal to 1 by 2. What is C01? The class of all continuous real value functions defined on this, and U is equal to the vector containing 0 also, where 0 is any vector space. Or with this, we have finished our lecture, but before we finish our lecture, in our next lecture, all right, we will go one step further and we will define linear combination, linearly independent and dependent vectors, and finally, we will define basis and dimension of a vector space. Thank you for hearing me.
हाँ तो मित्रों આપણે આજે શેઠ સાહેબનું જે ખૂબ જ રસપ્રદ લેક્ચર સાંભળ્યું જેમાં આપણે વેક્ટર સ્પેસ વિશે જે ઇન્ટ્રોડક્ટરી કોન્સેપ્ટ સમજાવ્યા અને એના માટે આપણે નેક્સ્ટ લેક્ચરમાં ફરીથી અહીંયા મળીશું અને આ જે આખું જે વેક્ટર સ્પેસની જે વાત છે એ આગળ કરીશું. તો ફરીથી આપણે આવતા શુક્રવારે 2 વાગે અહીંયા ફરીથી હાજર થઈશું. ધન્યવાદ.
સંધાન ઓલ ગુજરાત ઇન્ટિગ્રેટેડ ક્લાસરૂમ.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.